Hey guys, it's Shimshin. Welcome to my channel. So today I just wanted to talk about Survivor's Bane, and it is one of my favorite events. So here I've gotten all three modifiers unlocked and active in endless mode, and I've got the heal up power up, which is one of the best in my opinion, especially in the early game, which is typically the hardest. And you can see that here it is really helping me clear these monsters out and stay alive. And yeah, typically the early game is the hardest in general, in my opinion. So uh, they have since buffed other skills so that there are other viable options, but I still tend to prefer summons, all else equal, and so that's why I'm going with the summon skills when they're available, or if not, then just the primary attack that I've started with. You can re-roll the buff that you get. Uh, by the way, if you really don't like it. So here I've got a good number of summons now, but here I am taking some time to decide on which other skill to get. And some of the factors I'm considering as well on my equipment bonuses, I'm probably going to want to go for some ranged modifiers. So I want a range skill. And so I chose Spinning Shield mostly because it's ranged. And actually, most people prefer Spinning Shield because of the heal, but I was also considering that with Sentry, the maximum ability for Sentry, you can choose a heal as well. So I'm actually going to end up choosing the other maximum ability for Spinning Shield. And you can see with all three modifiers active, there's a ton of monsters, and there's also bosses that start spawning very early on. And so, yeah, the early game is pretty dangerous, and you got to just you got to watch your health. If I didn't have the this particular buff active, then I wouldn't be running around collecting orbs as freely as I am, because this heals me up when I level based on the that particular buff. Otherwise, I'd be running around just look finding healing pools. And okay, so here I've got my first choice of weapon and modifier, and I'm going to I think I choose the melee range increase, but I'm spending some time considering which abilities I have that are actually melee. And I think it's just the one starting skill for the Tempest, and I think that it might actually even not be considered melee anymore when you choose the maximum ability to make it well into a range skill. But I really don't like the experience globe one that makes the experience globes grant more experience, but then the trade-off is that they disappear. Okay, so the disintegration shrine is completely overpowered. Here I'm taking revenge. I'm going straight for the bosses. And considering these options, I'm going to go with fire damage since I don't have any area effect. And again, the melee one, I have maybe one, zero, or one skills that benefit from that. And here I'm going to choose the summon one because I have mostly summons in this build. So a lot of people like to um, level up the skills one at a time, rank the skills up one at a time to get their maximum abilities as soon as possible. But I actually prefer the other way around. And that is in order to make a cohesive build that pairs nicely with the equipment bonuses that I choose. So you see that even given that I am doing it that way, I still don't have all of the equipment bonuses by the time I start getting the maximum abilities of the skill. And as I said here, I'm going to choose the shockwave, surprisingly, for the spinning shield and the heal for the sentry. I figured the other ability for a sentry might be nice for the monsters, but not so much for the bosses. I mean, penetrating enemies does nothing for single target, and this combo is great for both AoE and single target. So obviously, you want to avoid those lines that come up on the ground, and most ground effects that the monsters produce are bad, just like in any other game mode. And here I'm making my way over to the elite that showed up on the monster. Actually, I'm prioritizing collecting the orbs, especially given my bonus. And I'm actually going to focus on the blues before the yellows because, well, they're easier to kill, and I'm still leveling up my skills, ranking those up. Okay, another disintegration shrine. So here for Arcane Golem, Command Golem, I'm going for the fire one because I have the fire damage increase as one of my equipment modifiers. If I did not have that, then I would probably go for the other one. Here I'm going to choose damaged enemies is greater the farther away they are. Again, it synergizes with every one of my skills. And here I chose the lightning one because I was still hoping to get the lightning damage increase from an equipment bonus. And I'm just reviewing my bonuses so far before I choose another. Here I'll be going with projectiles can create an explosion upon killing an enemy. I'm taking so long because I'm trying to go over every skill to see if any of them could possibly do freezing damage, and the answer is no. None of my skills that I've chosen could possibly do freezing damage. And here now I make this a ranged attack. So now that melee thing is probably having zero effect whatsoever, but oh well. It's luck of the draw. By the way, before you get to unlocking, okay, so Hydra, I chose the crit because again, I was hoping for lightning damage, and it is not an option here, but I'm going to choose the for every active summon damage is increased by 6%. It's another super powerful one to go with summon builds. Okay, so yeah, as I was saying, basically, uh, when you are first uh, ranking, unlocking the different uh, levels and then the different. Okay, here I'm going to talk about what I prioritize for gear upgrades. Is once I've got all my gear pieces, and then I start getting equipment upgrades. I prioritize movement speed and cooldown reduction first. After that, I go for damage and crit chance. And then after that, I go for health. And then last, I go for the elemental effect chance, simply because I don't really know what that does. So if anybody can explain that to me, I'd be grateful. And you see that at this point, now that I've gotten all of the skills and all of the equipment unlocked, this here starts the mid game where you can just basically stand in one place and let your summons do all the work. And of course, yeah, when there's some really good stuff to get to or some really bad stuff to avoid, then I'll start moving nonetheless. Here I'm going to go for cooldown reduction. And yeah, as soon as I get that shrine, disintegration shrine, I like to go for the bosses and elites. And you see how my summons are taking down this boss even when I'm nowhere near him, especially because of the range damage increase that I've got. Okay, some more cooldown reduction. So as I was starting to say, when you're first unlocking these modes, the different levels and the different modifiers, um, definitely I would go for the uh, the the achievements that unlock uh, things that benefit you in the game, in the uh, Survivor's Bane, such as the additional class skills that you can choose from and the additional uh, what is it called? Equipment options and skill options every time you get to choose one. And here I've gone to chosen at these key points where you then have a chance to go to another map. You can choose to exit and just get the rewards that you'll get there, but the rewards and the difficulty increases if you choose continue, but your power will also increase. So, in my opinion, overall, this mode actually gets easier. The Survivor's Bane actually gets easier as you progress, although there's still some really nasty boss abilities that can take you down very quickly. So don't get too cocky. I've actually died on the final boss one time, the Butcher, which is crazy because, I mean, thematically he's supposed to be tough, but in practice, you should be able to have no problem with him. But I was just going on autopilot mode, and yeah, came extremely close to beating the whole game, and it's kind of frustrating when you do that and then you die on the very last moment there. Anyway, I'm going to skip ahead now so the video doesn't get too long and go over to the end game. Um, as I've explained, my mid game choices of the priorities, which to unlock those or to upgrade my equipment. So you'll be able to see now what it looks like once I've got all the equipment options unlocked and maxed out. Okay, so here we've gone, just skipped a little bit ahead. We're at level 70 now, and as I mentioned, this is the last equipment, bonus that I tend to rank up just simply because I don't know what it does. I also don't know what the knockback range thing does. If anybody can explain, because none of the skills say they knock back, although I think some of them actually do knock back. I First I thought it applied only to the that one Tempest skill. You can choose a maximum ability to have the vortex become a water spout that knocks up enemies, but I don't think that's what the knockback range does. I think it's probably applies to certain other skills. And here now, I've got everything maxed, and you can see just how fast stuff is dying. It's insane. Um, I no longer need these equipment upgrades. I'm just going for them just for the hell of it. And here I'm level 79, and yeah, this is nutty. This is absolutely nutty. So let's see how fast we take down the bosses now with everything maxed out. Yeah, I'm just literally just running around collecting orbs, and my summons are just bursting down those bosses, absolutely bursting them down. Hmm. See, I'm not even bothering to kill off a boss because most likely it's going to die as soon as I leave with my ranged bonus modifier and everything. There we got the disintegration shrine, so I'm going to go over to the collect this for no particular reason, just for the hell of it. And I don't even know where the butcher is, man. I know he's like taking damage, and just like that, I mean, wherever the fuck he was hiding, my summons just apparently killed him off, and I didn't even see the dude, man. It's crazy. So anyway, yeah, I hope this gives you a taste of why this is my favorite, at least one of my favorite events. One of my other ones, believe it or not, is Howler Hunt, which is coming up. If you liked it, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you later. Take care.